Human Performance Technology Research Project, Mark Florio, School of Education, Liberty University. The project addresses how the learning environment that uses educational technology. In the project and slides, you'll see an overview of HPT discussed, including its origins in Skinner's behaviors theory and the evolution of its use in human resource improvement. The applications of HPT, which has great potential in business and industry, have led to approaches transforming educational outcomes by looking at specific needs and gaps in learner performance. A focus on using HPT and educational technology in traditional classrooms is analyzed for its effectiveness and opportunity to create exceptional change. Finally, in this project, you'll see several case studies that are discussed and analyzed from several different aspects that illustrate the various ways HPT can be used within the field of education to make targeted improvements. These case study examples demonstrate the success of implementing HPT design and the challenges posed while recommending the next steps needed for continued fidelity. Educational technology in the classroom. Traditionally, human performance technology, or HPT, has been associated with improving performance in business and industry. Today, however, technology continually permeates every aspect of society. A global society can work, produce, and consume through the internet without ever needing to leave their native country or even their home. It has become necessary to address learning and development challenges by integrating technology into the design for improvement. The HPT model is being applied with more acceptance and frequency in learning environments that use educational technology for training. In recent years, increasing interest has been in applying HPT methodology to improve educational technology within traditional classrooms. For improvement. The HPT model is being applied with more acceptance and frequency in learning environments that use educational technology for training. In recent years, increasing interest has been in applying HPT methodology to improve educational technology within traditional classrooms. HPT in educational technology is essential because web technology has become commonplace in today's classrooms. The need to re-examine the approach to instructional design is vital to finding ways to address the changing needs of students in a technologically based modern world. That comes from Song and Kin, 2010. Today, there's a struggle to understand the impact of artificial intelligence, AI, in the classroom. Students are adept at manipulating technology to perform tasks that create work production. However, what many teachers see written on the students' computers is far different than what a student can articulate with a pencil and paper. Because the changing role of IT and the availability of digital resources within traditional classrooms has experienced unprecedented growth, HPT tools effects in traditional educational classrooms need in-depth analysis to determine the solutions that may present. It's Wilmore, 2008. Three foundational areas in IT are valuable to changing the paradigm in teaching and learning in traditional classroom settings. By applying the concepts of IT, which include design, development, and research and evaluation, new ways of approaching modern challenges can create learning experiences that change the individual's learning potential. Song and Kid, 2010. An overview of HPT. At its most basic definition, HPT is a systems thinking approach applied to human resource activities, O'Driscoll 2015. The challenge of defining any one definition of HPT would lead to a search that presented many variations on the basic definition. Therefore, understanding the concepts of HPT is essential to know when and how it may be used to improve human performance. HPT is the most recent field for improving human resource and human management problems. It is in the core concepts that HPT incorporates into a field of human performance that sets it apart from its predecessors. Applying behaviorism and systematic approaches to performance improvement is not wholly encompassed by human resource development, but also by designing improvement through technology. Osam and Nold, 2020. Most authors and practitioners associate HPT with the following attributes. It is systematic, systemic, science and data-based, universal, and focuses on assessments. For example, data can be broken down into specific standards that students are deficient in. These deficiencies can be identified using the available data from post-assessment scores and available data through quarterly summative tests. The consequences in this example relate to human performance in that low test scores indicate that students are not up to standard, creating a likelihood of academic struggle moving forward. Ultimately, the consequences could lead to fewer opportunities for students to succeed beyond the classroom. By improving students' performance on standardized assessments leads to positive consequences that allow them to become more successful in academics and life. By using the HPT framework, which encompasses performance analysis, intervention selection, design, development, and intervention implementation, more effective evaluations can improve performance. The International Society for Performance Improvement, ISPI, accurately depicts HPT competency standards as they apply to business applications. However, the degree to which practitioners apply HPT methods needs to be evaluated, and more research is needed to determine the benefits of HPT on human performance improvement. That's Hord and Stefaniak, 2016. HPT standards are designed to improve employee performance. HPT standards are designed to improve employee performance through employer needs assessments of 10 core knowledge constructs. These constructs encapsulate the values of HPT. The International Society for Performance Improvement, ISPI, accurately depicts HPT competency standards as they apply to business applications. However, the degree to which practitioners apply HPT methods needs to be evaluated, and more research is needed to determine the benefits of HPT on human performance improvement. That's Hord and Stefaniak, 2016. HPT standards are designed to improve employee performance. HPT standards are designed to improve employee performance through employer needs assessments of 10 core knowledge constructs. These constructs encapsulate the values of HPT. Methodology include a focus on outcomes, systems view approach, identifying the value, creating partnerships, and determining needs and causes. Additional HPT indicators include solutions designed with implementation and evaluation solutions, conformity assurance, solutions implementation, and results evaluation. Hord and Stefaniak, 2016. 4 characteristics of HPT that distinguish it from other approaches are the focus on results, systems view, value creation for the individual or group, and establishing valuable partnerships. Osam and Nold, 2020. HPT and educational technology. Educational technology refers to tools used to enhance learning outcomes for instruction. It is a field of study implemented to improve teaching and learning by analyzing, designing, developing, implementing, and evaluating the physical environment and the materials needed for improved performance. Song and Kid, 2010. The challenges created by the increased need to address such matters as remote learning, a global community, and the changing technological landscape bring about the need to incorporate online web tools to facilitate improved outcomes in educational instruction. In the business or corporate world, these tools may resemble remote or self-paced digital training programs, while in the educational setting, they may additionally be applied as supplemental materials to reinforce learning objectives. E-learning methods introduced to traditional learning models have met with concern and criticism. HPT models provide universal methods to address identified issues or gaps, but many opponents of e-learning argue that it requires more flexibility in its application. Song and Kid, 2010. When used effectively with HPT models, e-learning models can provide improved learning outcomes for individualized and collaborative learning. Applying the HPT model to educational technology in the traditional classroom. Applying the technology to HPT can provide effectively shorter lessons with a more significant impact and immediate results. The importance of valuable feedback to students must also be prompt and specific to maximize learning. Targeted feedback for individual students can improve their performance and increase their interest in learning as well. Human-Far, 2013. Too often, educators make excuses that students are not passing the benchmark assessment because they do not care or value education. It is not the student's failure, but the educator's failure to offer incentives, provide information, and develop meaningful instruction design to improve student outcomes. Case studies in the field of education. The recent focus on addressing challenges in the educational field has led to an increased interest in HPT and educational technology. The call for theoretically grounded HPT models is necessary to address the gap between the universal application of traditional HPT models and the specific needs of e-learning tools in the traditional classroom setting. A theoretically grounded maturity model must be designed and used to fill a gap that takes the place of a holistic model of technology adoption regarding educational institutions. Implementing digital technology is integral for communication, administration, and management, as well as supporting learning and teaching. That's Iffenthaler and Igloffstein, 2020. Pre-existing educational technology adoption and integration models focus on specific school settings and individual needs, but must develop maturity models supported by more grounded theory. Maturity models are defined as established means that identify strengths and weaknesses or particular domains of an organization. Iffenthaler and Igloffstein, 2020. The maturity models help an organization to identify discrepancies between the design as it currently exists and how it is intended to be. Factors such as development activity exist in all organizations, allowing maturity models to follow a process that evolves from the existing to the intended state. HPT models used in traditional classroom environments can improve both student and teacher outcomes when applied effectively. In another study, instructors who struggled with or were new to online teaching from an HPT perspective benefited from developing an open educational resource, OER. The Purdue Repository for Online Teaching and Learning, or portal, was developed as an OER for graduate students and faculty to improve their online teaching skills. There's been a significant increase in research within the field of teaching and design for learning. This has created a sudden need to train graduate students and existing faculty members on how to teach online from both a technological and pedagogical standpoint. Richardson et al., 2023. Design-based research project focused on OER through the lens of HPT to respond to the identified need. Richardson et al., 2023. Prior success in application encouraged more research in the field, which found success in applying problem-solving approaches to the design. Sources from on-campus help sessions, campus-wide needs analysis, and literature review determined that the problem was students' access to and preferences for training resources. The results from the design-based research and HPT process showed successful implementation, the need to improve graduate students and faculty online learning, pedagogy, and technical proficiency was successful when HPT was incorporated into educational technology in the field of education. Human performance improvement and the HPT model success has become more detailed as more practitioners apply analysis to the field of education. A case study looked at collaborative autoethnographic methods, which explored the experiences of two K-12 educators as they continued to implement HPI in the traditional classroom. Using educator reflections and conducted interviews, 3 themes that categorize practitioners' experiences were identified. 1, how practitioners conduct HPI. 2, the outcomes of HPI. And 3, why one should use HPI. Arrington et al., 2023. The collaborative autoethnographic nature of the study identified the differences between the 2 educators to determine if their personal backgrounds contributed to the result of their findings. It was concluded that HPI in a K-12 setting can provide substantial results in valuable organizational changes. Additional findings found that analyzing identified problems yielded time-saving benefits while creating greater stakeholder buy-in and empowerment. However, it was further concluded that not all practitioners could adopt this approach seamlessly without further training. And a final study that illustrates the challenges in the current field of education highlights how many of the issues facing educators in the United States resonate with universal problems worldwide. The HPT model was applied to analyze the problem of teacher turnover in public schools in China. With increased teacher turnover in China, several issues such as quality of instruction, competitiveness of public schools have become a legitimate concern to public education. The prospect of becoming a teacher in China is once considered to be an iron rice bowl, which meant that it was a very secure job, providing teachers with a highly respected career as well. Huang, 2020. Public school teaching had lost its draw with the advent of private schooling, online learning institutions, and out-of-school training institutions. Many public school teachers had been swayed to the private school sector for more money and teaching environment, minimize the excessive responsibilities imparted to teachers, and to use new technologies. Huang, 2020. In conclusion, by including educational technology in an HPT model, significant advancements can be made to improve performance. While performance improvement is often synonymous with educational technology, it is necessary for improvement. Educational technology, when used in conjunction with HPT, can yield valuable results that advance the effectiveness of the HPT application when the practitioner is well-versed in the 2 practices. A transitional period of HPT theory and methodology recommendations now exist that supports the need for more research in the field. The use of the HPT to identify the benefits of the human side of the problem emphasizes the improvement of the emotional well-being of students when technology meets their needs in the classroom. Lucid and Park, 2020. The application of HPT combines with educational technology represents a systematic process that minimizes negative consequences when a needed change is identified and a gap exists in any human performance scenario. Its simplistic, systemic, and systematic approach and ability to mold itself to any problem through design makes it practical for today's changing traditional classrooms.